Minnesota Governor Tim Walz has announced that he will not seek re-election to a third term, abruptly ending his 2026 campaign amid intensifying political pressure and widespread scrutiny of a major welfare fraud scandal that has engulfed his administration. According to CNN, Walz made the decision public on Monday, January 5, 2026, during a press conference in St. Paul, marking a dramatic shift in Minnesota's political landscape ahead of the 2026 midterm elections. Walz, a Democrat and the party's 2024 vice presidential nominee, had previously declared his intention to run for an unprecedented third consecutive term as governor. As reported by Axios, Walz's campaign reversal comes amid sagging approval ratings and intensified scrutiny from both national and local critics. Calls for him to step aside were mounting from members within his own party, particularly over his handling of fraud allegations involving state safety net programs. The governor's decision is widely viewed as a direct consequence of a sustained scandal involving alleged welfare fraud in Minnesota. Allegations of extensive abuse of state and federal benefit programs, including nutrition and childcare funding, have drawn national attention and provoked criticism from Republicans and conservative media, including repeated attacks from former President Donald Trump and his allies. According to Reuters, at least 56 individuals have pleaded guilty to related charges as part of long-running federal investigations. Walz has publicly defended his administration's record, stressing that efforts to investigate and address fraud are ongoing. However, political pressure escalated over the holidays after viral videos and conservative commentary intensified scrutiny, particularly around programs involving Somali American communities in Minneapolis, feeding a partisan narrative that the governor struggled to counter effectively. As reported by The Guardian, Walz said he decided to step out of the race because he could not give full attention to both campaigning and governing amid the crisis. In his announcement, Walz said he reached his decision after thoughtful reflection and declared he wanted to remain in office focused on governance rather than political campaigning. He emphasized that devoting time to his own re-election bid would detract from the work needed to address the welfare fraud issues facing the state. According to CNN, Walz stated he wanted to defend Minnesota against criminals who prey on our generosity and cynics who prey on our differences, explaining that he could not split his priorities between governance and political ambition. Walz also sharply criticized what he described as politically motivated attacks, suggesting that opponents were weaponizing the scandal to undermine public trust and score political points. As reported by CBS News, Walz expressed the belief that his continued focus should be on addressing the urgent issues confronting the state rather than pursuing another term. Impact on the 2026 Minnesota governor's race. Walz's withdrawal has immediately reshaped the 2026 Minnesota gubernatorial field. According to Minnesota Public Radio News, his departure has opened the door for other Democrats to consider running, most notably U.S. Senator Amy Klobuchar, who is reportedly weighing a bid for governor. Other potential Democratic contenders include Minnesota Attorney General Keith Ellison and Secretary of State Steve Simon. On the Republican side, multiple candidates had already declared or entered the race, including Speaker of the Minnesota House Lisa DeMuth, former State Senator Scott Jensen, and conservative activist and MyPillow CEO.
In September, I announced that I would seek a historic third term as Minnesota's governor, and I have every confidence that if I gave it my all, we would win the race. But as I reflect on this moment with my family and my team over the holidays, I came to the conclusion that I can't give a political campaign my all. Every minute that I spend defending my own political interest would be a minute I can't spend defending the people of Minnesota against the criminals who prey on our generosity and the cynics who want to prey on our differences. So I've decided to step out of this race, and I'll let others worry about the election while I focus on the work that's in front of me for the next year. I'm passing on this race with zero sadness and zero regret. I did not run for this job to have the job. I ran for the job to do the job. Minnesota faces enormous challenges this year, and I refuse to spend a single minute doing anything other than rising to meet this moment.
As the GOP looked to capitalize on Walz's political vulnerability. According to election reporting on the 2026 gubernatorial contest, the Republican field remains competitive as Democrats scramble to consolidate support around a new nominee. Walz served as governor since January 2019 and had risen to national prominence in 2024 as the Democratic vice presidential nominee. His exit from the 2026 race represents a significant retreat for one of Minnesota's most high-profile Democratic figures, underscoring the political cost of prolonged scandal and negative public perception. As noted in broader reporting on Minnesota's fraud controversies, the governor's decision reflects both political calculation and the harsh reality of leading amid high-stakes investigations and bipartisan criticism. With Walz no longer in the race, Minnesota Democrats face a challenging primary ahead of the November 2026 general election, while Republicans see an opportunity to capture the governorship in a state that has leaned Democratic in recent years.
I want to take a moment to thank every member of my staff, to every single state employee who has been part of this fight. Now more than ever, I need you on the job. I need you to help work together to tackle the important work in front of us. And most of all, I want Minnesotans to know how grateful I am for the opportunity to serve this state, for the privilege that I have been given to serve in this office. I'm on the job. I'm focused on making sure that we stay America's best place to live and raise kids. No one will take that away from us. I'm proud of the way we treat our neighbors. I'm proud of the way that we welcome people to this state. I'm proud of the way that we innovate. And I'm proud of the way that we are optimists for the future. No one's taking this away from us. Not the fraudsters, certainly not this president, not on my watch. Tomorrow, I'll be back with you. I'll give you an update on America's best paid family medical leave program that is now a week into it. And at that time, I'll take all your questions. Thank you all.